Research trends in applied linguistics. In a recent few decades, we have seen that there is a lot of research in SLA, second language acquisitions, and there have been a lot of papers in this regard. The main thrust of research has been towards establishing how language learners are similar and how processes of language learning are universal. So this has been the main focus of SLA research, that because it is thought that a first language learning takes place very quickly without any problem, but when it comes to the second language learning, it is always difficult. It varies person to person. So they have tried to understand learners, who is basically the focus of all these studies, and what is it that make them different or similar. So in studies concerned with SLA, researchers have tried to identify universal sequences in development or common processes such as transfer, cross-linguistic interferences, and so forth that would affect anyone in the same way. So this was only meant to understand the differences of the language learner, that how do these things affect the learners. A basic question in this regard, as I just said, is there is success in the first language learning. A child learns his first language very quickly, but when it comes to second language learning, there are many difficulties. The success rate is not the same. There are varying degrees of success. However, some answer that the difference is because of the personality, the cognitive, the understanding ability, and the affective construct, that how much the learning environment is effective for learning that language. So the answer to this fundamental question, as the literature shows, concern the individual L2 learner. So in this regard, it has been pointed out that it is the L2 learner who is basically responsible for success or varying degrees of success of second language. Beside SLA, there is more research in the recent past on forensic linguistics. It's an application of linguistic knowledge methods and insight to the forensic context of law, language, crime, investigation, trial, and judicial procedure. This has also attained the focus of the linguist, and the researchers have also focused on this aspect because it is very helpful, and it is an interdisciplinary area with which especially it is helpful in bringing out the crime of the people through their linguistic habits. Neurolinguistics is also an emerging discipline beside other SLA and beside forensic linguistics. The study of the neural mechanism in the human brain that controls the comprehension, production, and acquisition of language. So again, this has some reference to SLA. So these areas are very important these days, and research is being made on these areas: SLA, this forensic linguistic, and neurolinguistics. So the researchers are working on these areas to understand how actually human beings use their language.